Another list review for Beachhead. This one is from Alexander, whose mate I reviewed his list a couple of weeks ago. And Alexander points out that he is making an Indian platoon. So you know it's going to be cheesy, but the Beachhead event only allows you to take a single free unit. So let's go and see what Alexander makes of that, shall we? Right. So it's a 17 order dice, 1250 points, a Western Desert platoon, 1940 to 1942 Commonwealth. I will get back to your choices on what you're picking here, free units and wise and or not. But let's just go over the platoon first, and then I'll comment on that. Right. So inexperienced second lieutenant, you're paying the tax, I see. Then we have regular rifleman with a light machine gun. I would not bring the light machine gun for all in the world, unless you're playing with the Jugger pack, which means that machine guns are better. Um, Simply because buying that machine gun is just, it's so expensive. It's 20 points for 2 extra shots. Just take the rifles instead. But it is a good backline holder. I don't see why they are equipped with anti-tank grenades. They're just 5 men. They can't really hurt any tanks anyway. Then we have a regular infantry section, 8 man. This is a good skirmish unit. Regular infantry, lots of 8-man units here. This is a good way to spend your points. Infantry with rifles, that is what wins games. These are good skirmishers and can push a little bit. They can't really assault. They can't go up against like specialized assault troops or SMG armed troops or veterans, but they can pin those and they can shoot and they can give them a few casualties, and that will be enough because you've got many of them. A sniper team, really good. Engineers, yes, a single unit of engineers, veteran with a flamethrower. That is always good. And then the Commonwealth Nationals characteristic, which means that you take a full squad of Indians, riflemen here, regulars. A 25-pounder light howitzer with a spotter, regular, lovely. Double of those. That is what you can do with this Commonwealth selector. I really like the Commonwealth selector here. It's great. Double arty, brilliant. Humber armored car. That is what you're going to go with. And you know what? With the new pack, the new starter army that came out with the lovely new model for a Humber, yeah, why not? The Humber is pretty cheap for what it does. It's a 7 plus. It's got recce. It's got a light autocannon. Could be a light anti-tank gun instead, but I like the autocannons. And then a Cruiser 10, 2 Cruiser 10s. You could actually buy 3 Cruiser 10s, I think. Let's see. Because per 2 infantry unit, you can buy a tank. So 1, 2. No, no, 2 is all you get. Okay, well, so he's buying the 2 cruisers. For a theater selector that suddenly has 3 armored vehicles, this is really, really strong. Yes, the cruiser tanks are not the greatest. They're 8 plus tanks, and they lack machine guns in the way that Stuarts have machine guns, right? But they're not vulnerable, and they've got a light anti-tank gun, and they can split fire. So I really like these in this, and I would definitely go with these if I was running the Commonwealth reinforced platoon here. A Bren carrier with a LMG and a 15 CVT truck and an India pattern armored carrier. Again, the Indian pattern armored carrier is basically a Bren gun carrier. It's basically a universal carrier. It's got the same stats. The only thing is the model is slightly different. Yeah, perfectly fine. So what would I do different? Well, for one thing, if you possibly could, you're going with the Commonwealth Infantry Brigade. That's perfectly fine. However, actually choosing the Indians here over running just a regular British brigade with the forward artillery observer and a special rule, I would actually go with that, because that just it gives you the 100 points of the artillery observer, and it gives you like vengeance or rapid fire, which both of which could be useful for your platoon here. As it is, you get one extra infantry unit, which maybe not that much worth it, because remember, your forward artillery observer is also an infantry model, can typically take objectives unless you're running some sort of special tournament rules that your pack says that small teams can't take objectives or whatever. So it can take objectives, and that extra national special rule would just be way more worth it, in my opinion, than the 10 regulars that you get here. Um, However, it, I completely agree. Running the Commonwealth platoon here is really it's a very, very strong choice. You get the 3 tanks, you get the double arty, so and a lot of infantry. So in that respect, it is a very, very good platoon. I just I think you could do even better if it was run as a generic British platoon and not an Indian one. So that was my feedback. And this, by the way, this feedback only applies if your pack doesn't allow double free squads. Because if you can take double free squads, yes, of course, that would mean that you're playing with 1450 points instead of 1250, right? So of course you do that, just being a cheesy whacker and all that. But if you can only take one free squad, then I think the forward artillery observer and the national special rule that you can get when you're using him is more worth it. So that was it. Alexander, good luck. See you. Cheers.